I want to thank you to the first, hopefully, annual Shark Tank Wellness Competition. So to get started, I want to welcome everybody. My name is Joe Sergio. I'm the Senior Director of Employee Benefits and Wellness. And I want to introduce our panel of sharks who are going to give you a hard time and challenge you and ask lots of questions when your presentations are over. So we have Megan LaFrance, who is our wellness coordinator from our health insurance broker, Lawley. We have Jeanette Westman, who is our wellness coordinator from Excelis. She's the one who's going to get everybody paid. So she's the one to really butter up. We have Dr. Christopher Miller. He's Chief of Human Capital. We have Margaret Sargent, who is the second Vice President of RTA, and she's on our Wellness Committee. And Dory Jackson, who is the Vice President of RAP, and she's also on our Wellness Committee. And I do want to highlight, we have several members of the benefits team here. So we have Rebecca Torres, who champions all of our wellness programming. Latoya Gray, who works with RTA members on benefit issues. And I think we have Liz. Marisol Medina is here. She works with our RAP employees. And Elizabeth Vasquez, who supports a lot of our email inbox, and you're probably exchanging emails with her if you email us. So I want to, again, thank you, everybody, for coming. And with that, I guess we'll get started. Our first presentation is School 22, the Zen Den.
Good afternoon. My name is Gia Thomas, and this is our team member, Lorraine Dennison. We are at School 22, as he said before, and I'm nervous, so I'm going to be repeating it. So before I came to RCSD and switched careers to become a teacher, I was a mental health counselor for 11 years. And I know all too well how important it is, mental health in the workplace. And we get to serve a very, very special community of, children. I think it's an opportunity that we get to do. And as that opportunity progresses, it's important that our mental health is also nurtured and recognized. So hence why I decided that it was important to join the Wellness Committee. Hence today, I am leading the Wellness Committee with Lorraine. So with that being said, we have always done a lot of things to support mental health and wellness for the staff. We send out weekly Wednesday wellness, Lorraine does. She does such a wonderful job of finding different things in different ways, how we can breathe or how we can support ourselves and stop to think and stop to breathe so that we can support the best, be the best for ourselves and support our students and the children that we serve. So with that, we have done, this is our logo. We are wearing our wellness t-shirts to remind people to choose wellness, to drink water, hydrate, stop, meditate. We dedicate ourselves to our students because, again, this is something that we get to do. And we want to show that we are really passionate about wellness. And I'm going to let Lorraine take that away with our presentation.
Okay. Good afternoon, Sharks. We have copies of our presentation and itemized budget afterward for you to look at. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so the Zen Den. What is the Zen Den? A tranquil, purpose-built space for mindfulness, relaxation, and mental wellness. What is a problem in education today? Across America, teachers and school staff
Yeah.
Yeah, down here at the bottom.
I was looking for present.
Yeah, there you go.
Look like there.
Okay. How do you go with them? Across America, teachers and school staff are walking away from the profession, not because they don't love what they do, but because they're exhausted, overwhelmed, and unsupported. 58% of educators report high levels of stress daily, and mental health days are on the rise. This isn't just a staffing issue, it's a student issue, a learning issue, and a human issue. So this is where the Zen Den comes in. The Zen Den is a designated, fully equipped wellness space designed specifically for educators and staff to decompress, reset, and recharge. A Zen Den for staff can offer several meaningful benefits. Stress reduction. A Zen Den can provide a retreat for staff to decompress, practice mindfulness, and regulate emotions. Improved mental health. Regular use of a calm space can reduce anxiety, prevent burnout, and support long-term mental wellness. Enhance focus and productivity. Taking short breaks in a peaceful environment can help educators return to their work more focused, refreshed, and ready to engage students more effectively. Positive school culture. Creating a Zen Den signals that staff well-being is a priority. This fosters a culture of care, empathy, and support throughout the school. Modeling self-care. When educators and staff prioritize their well-being, they model healthy coping strategies and self-care behaviors that can be integrated into the school community. And lastly, but better interpersonal relationships. Reduced stress and increased mindfulness can improve communication and collaboration among staff. So take a minute and visualize a calming space with natural materials, soft lighting, comfortable seating, aromatherapy and sounds, plants, waterfalls. So why this matters? Studies show that just 10 minutes in a calming environment can lower cortisol levels, improve mood, and increase productivity. Happier teachers stay longer, connect better with students, and foster healthier school cultures. The students are our future. Let's give the educators and staff members the mental space they need, because when we care for our teachers and staff, we care for our future. Okay? I just went through showing last slide.
So you see how that just 1 minute of closing your eyes and breathing made you feel? You got a little bit more into yourself, a little bit more relaxed, right? Can you imagine if we had that space and 10, 15 minutes, how wonderfully that could work for our teachers? Because just 1 minute of deep breathing helps you relax just that little bit. Oh, sorry.
So we have one last. Okay. Sharks, our teachers and staff give everything they have to support students every day. With your investment of $1,200, we can create a space that prioritizes staff well-being, boosts morale, and strengthens our entire school environment. Because when we take care of our staff, we take care of our students. So Sharks, are you ready to invest in the people who make our school thrive?
Thank you so much.
Any
Gia.
questions? $1,000, sorry, $1,000, yes.
She upped
Yes.
it.
Any questions?
Thank you so much.
Do you have any questions
We
about?
do. That was a wonderful presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
First question is, can you elaborate a little bit on the primary purpose of the rolling cart that you included in your application and what that would be used for?
So it's more of a watering cart, refreshments, water. We're encouraging drinking water. It could have water or different small healthy snacks, right? Teas, we thought about teas. And coffee is supposedly great for us now, so maybe a coffee, you know?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes.
Given that all the given that all the buildings are equipped already with water dispensers, what is the added value of having a dedicated water dispenser within the Zenden?
Because when you're when you're headed there, you're not thinking about stopping and getting water because you're so tense and you want to go and relax. So when you get there, your water will already be there and you don't have to think about it. You just go to the watering cart and get some water.
Can you describe a little bit more what the water cart would look like?
So it's just a water dispenser with a water bottle turned down so you could get water in when you come in or when you're leaving.
So you're talking about the 5-gallon water dispenser?
It's the idea we have, yes.
Okay. How will you afford that?
Well, we sold our wellness T-shirts. You're giving us $1,000, and we're going to hit up our principal, who should have been here, for some extra cash.
Where's the money?
So it's something that we are planning to improve upon and keep going for years to come, so that the entire staff could, benefit from it time after time.
Thank you.
Okay, hi, well.
Hi. Yes. Correct.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Sounds the same. Let me get this closer. Okay, can you hear me now?
I could hear you.
Okay, so you said it's for all the staff.
So supporting staff, teachers in the room, paras, the kitchen staff, the custodian staff. So all the teachers and staff in our school help to support the students in our school. So it could be a custodian walking down the hallway and a student needs a support. I've seen them stop to support them. It is a lot for everyone. They're coming to our classrooms too to clean up. I teach kindergarten, and they are wonderful in helping out and supporting us. So I think it should be for them to de-stress as well. So everyone. Dr. Bell too, because some days he's a firefighter.
I know.
Yes.
Oh, see? Technology.
Voila.
All right. Can you hear me? It's on, it's green. Okay, all right. So my question is, how are you going to maintain the amount of time staff is going to be in there? I mean, it sounds wonderful, and if I was the staff, I would not want to come back out.
We only have half an hour break.
Okay.
So they can't really stay that long before we have to pick up our students. So you could stay 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, but you only could stay for half an hour.
Okay, but is
max.
someone going to be able to monitor that?
That we are self-monitored. We are independent. We're teaching. We're working in the classroom. We can monitor ourselves, can't we?
I hope so.
Well, I was,
Are you hoping no one falls asleep?
currently in our school, we have a staff lounge / copy room. So there's really no designated space in our current
Okay.
school where even subs can come in, there's constant, and there's a bathroom in this staff lounge / copy room. So
Yeah.
it's not a quiet, space to recharge and.
Okay, thank you very much. I see it. Thank you.
Welcome.
Hi. So just to build on Margaret's question also, you mentioned that this rolling cart would have items available such as water, snacks, and potentially tea. Would these be available at no cost, or is there a fee associated? And if there is a fee, how would you manage and track those funds?
Well, as a wellness committee, we do have fundraisers. We have the West Breast Cancer Awareness bracelets that we sell. So we do other things throughout the year to raise money to support. We're having a teacher appreciation wellness breakfast on Wednesday with yogurt and granola and fruit and so forth, and that's supported by the Wellness Committee. So, you know,
Thank you.
The Zen Den sounds like a great addition to the school, and hopefully Dr. Bell doesn't hang out in there too much. But
If we can't find them, we look there.
yes, we'll look there. How would you gauge? I know you're going to do a survey, but how will you gauge whether the Zen Den is a success and whether or not it continues, or whether you have to change anything about it? How will you gauge that success?
So we talked about this, and we said that we would create some surveys to find out if it is working and what is or is not working, so that we can make it, so it could be a constant improvement and change.
and obviously if people are using it, it's working, you know? And if we see people meditating, you know, for 10 minutes a day.
Then it works.
I just have another question. I'm very familiar with the layout of School 22. I know where your old faculty lounge used to be when you came in the back door. It was on the right.
Yes,
Is that the same room you're talking about utilizing?
no, we have commissioned our principal to give us a designated room, and he found us a little spot upstairs.
How small?
It's not grandiose, it's not as big as the lounge downstairs, but the lounge, the downstairs holds the copier and lunch, you know, eating table and bathroom. But it does have a bathroom, and it's not as tiny. But we only need a small space, you know, for us to go in and just breathe.
Thank
Doesn't
you.
have to be that big. The room that he designated us is going to be perfect.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's the quality, not the quantity.
All right. So I think that concludes questions. Do all the Sharks want to hold up their panel, and we'll take a vote on approving the Zen Den? Ready? All right. And looks approved.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
We appreciate, our school appreciates you.
And we have a check to present.
Yes, oh, wow. Oh,
And while they're taking a picture, school number 12, you're up next if you want to get set up. Yep. All right, so for everybody in the audience, we have School 12. We'll be presenting on Get Outside and Be Mindful in Nature.
I'll do Julie's question.
Working. Thinking. It's like spinning. Yeah, I put in the code. All right, ready? Yes. Okay. All right, good afternoon, Sharks. My name is Kira Stevenson.
And I am Faith Hart. Good afternoon.
We are from Annenberg Douglas Academy, school number 12. And we're going to present our idea of get outside mindfulness in nature for all of our staff at school 12. So if you could just take a second to look on our screen, and I want you to just do a check-in on how your body, mind, or heart is feeling today. So are you kind of right? Are you rushing around, feel like you're being chased by a bee? Are you studious and have a lot of things to do, so you've got your book out? Are you feeling totally peaceful? Or are you feeling kind of sick today? Which one are you?
I'm feeling kind of positive today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're going to take from the shot. Continue mindfulness.
All right, so if you could take 1 minute, and you guys are really benefiting today because I think you're going to get multiple minutes today. But if you could take a minute to, if you're comfortable enough, kind of close your eyes or lower your gaze. I did put a plant on a table. I'm a big proponent of nature as the nature-based learning coach, and you can bring nature inside. So I brought in a plant. We have a calming tea. There is a fidget on your table. There's some beautiful books. And just take a moment to take a couple breaths and kind of hold maybe at the top of your inhale. Slowly breathe out. And picture in your mind a place that you like to go to find maybe some calmness or some joy outside. Especially right now, we just had a huge burst of migratory birds show up, so it's pretty loud, but a beautiful noise outside. We're starting our temperatures to warm up, so is there a place that you go where you feel the warmth on your face, the sand on your toes? Maybe you like the snow and you're sad to see it go.
If we were at school 12, we would have the ability to go outside because we have the park there, so you could sit outside. We have benches outside that you could sit and relax.
All right, if you could take one more deep breath in, kind of come back to this room. And we just want to talk to you a little bit about the problem versus the solution. All of us know that in education, from the moment we step foot in the school to when we kind of put our head down at night, a lot of us are constantly on the go thinking about how to be engaging and charismatic and caring and problem solving for all of our students and each other. And so that can lead to things like burnout, compassion, fatigue, overload, stress, anxiety, right? I could go on and on and on, but we're really gonna talk about focusing on the solution. And so part of our solution is bringing awareness to things like mindfulness, things like self-care, connection with each other, drinking plenty of water, but most importantly for us as a nature-based learning school is also bringing awareness to what being outside in nature can do for us. So we came up with a kind of choice board or a passport event that we would like to do for all of our staff, from admin to anyone else who is within our building to help make School 12 run smoothly. And so we have a variety of choices that staff will be able to choose from over the course of about an hour or so. So they range from going on a mindfulness nature walk to adult recess. We do have some competitive people that a chill kind of environment won't work for them. They really need maybe some dodgeball time, which is fine. All the way through from nature journaling, yoga, self-care, creating like self-care kits with tea and chocolate, an affirmation station where they're doing art and writing and coloring all different affirmations, to a group asked for just a quiet reflection spot to have blankets and read books outside.
And I have given you an example of two of those. I have given you the tea and chocolate to improve your mood, as well as the quiet. So if you look on the back of your budget, there is a page that you can color. And it's one of the activities that they can do during our sessions. And also, they will have a passbook, so they will have to complete at least 3 of these sessions. So we're asking that everybody not just do one, but go through and do a variety of different activities during this time.
Part of the other thing we wanted to add on there was to provide some sustainability with nature and mindfulness for our school. So we have asked that Rochester Ecology Partners come and run a nature and mindfulness workshop for our admin and our teacher leaders in our building, so that some of us can learn more about the practice of mindfulness and using nature, but then also be leaders and kind of make this more of a sustainable practice and dialogue throughout our school. All right, so if you think about it, what is one small way you can connect with nature today? So this morning, as I was driving, I was connecting with this very heavy, fat robin who was really having a hard time getting off the ground today in the rain. So it slowed my day down so that I could give the robin time to get out of my way. All right.
No, and yes, and so if you just take a look at your budget, one of the things that we're paying for is Rochester Ecology Partners, and that's so that we can maintain what we're doing in nature and that the admin team can sustain it throughout the year. We don't want this to just be a one-time thing. We want this to be something that we continue, and we often do. We will often take a walk outside or go to the conservatory, or do something in nature with this. We have our plant potting. We have a plant there, but we want teachers to have an opportunity to create plants that they can put on their desk. Art supplies is, I've given you an example, a sample actually, of what they can do with that, the tea and chocolate. And we're gonna do a healthy snack bar because we're teachers. We always eat fast food. Let's eat something healthy. Let's eat something that's going to help us sustain and be positive. And our self-care station, where we want everyone to be able to just create something where they have lotions and then sticks and all of that breakdown.
Thank you. I appreciate the lotion, the chocolates, the tea, and the plant. This is exciting at the end of the day. I'm wondering if you could, just for us, as we look at your application, see there's a reference to MBL Community Partners. Can you just tell us who they are and what role they'll play in this initiative?
Yep, so the community partner that we're speaking of directly is Rochester Ecology Partners. So they, along with myself, are what created the foundations for what we believe nature-based learning is at School 12 and within Rochester. So we partner with them for lots of different, we have nature-based learning going on with every single class in our school on a rotating basis every 3 weeks. And so they and myself are the ones that are making that kind of happen. So we ask them to come in extra so that they can kind of run the workshop, so that I can be a participant in that and not run it.
Your proposal references several items of calming lotions and snacks containing nuts. A lot of people have chemical sensitivity disorder as a health and safety person for the RTA. How do you plan to accommodate staff who have nut allergies or sensitivities to fragrances? I know a lot of people do. It can cause asthma. What are you going to do, or what are your plans to accommodate those folks?
So we're actually going to focus more on dark chocolate because that's the better thing. And
Wait, I didn't hear, can you repeat that?
I'm sorry, our focus will be dark chocolate without nuts, so we will not have nuts. And in regards to the scent, we have, we will be outside, and we have a body butter that has no fragrance. It gives it different, it has like different, I don't want to say items in it, but there is no fragrance. So we will make sure that we're not putting people in jeopardy by having nuts or having any allergies to flavors.
However, in your budget, under healthy snack bar, you have mixed nuts and dried fruit, granola bars, which does have nuts in them. And then the scents and lotions, small bottles of calming lotion. How will you accommodate that?
So we have a very large staff, about 150. This is why this is a choice as well, so that someone doesn't have it. They're choosing 3 different options throughout the time that the workshop we're going to be doing this. So they can choose to do the nature walk. They can choose to do the adult recess. They can choose to go to the calming area where we have a variety of books and blankets, so that they're not going to choose something that's going to be uncomfortable for them.
And if they do want the snacks, we will have those things that I mentioned, the dark chocolate and the lotions without fragrance. So we want to be able to support our entire staff, and we don't want to exclude anyone from being a part of any of these activities.
And I have one more follow-up question. You have in your budget teachers, 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 teachers.
Well, that's because in our building, we consider everyone, even if it's a custodian, he's still teaching our children something. Everyone is a part of the learning process.
What strategies will you implement to make sure that everybody is aware and able to participate in this activity?
They don't have a choice.
Okay.
The 2 of us are pretty persuasive, we'll say that, with a lot of energy. And, the option the other alternative is worse than this. So I think that really actually comes down to the choice, though. The idea of, like, we were joking about the adult recess, that might not be mine. We have staff that don't want to meditate, right? That's not comfortable for everyone. And so being able to be physical as well, and physical in terms of, honestly, like dodgeball or kickball, but also then like a hike in the green space that we have is also important. So I think by offering choice, it's, you're like voluntold to do it or something, like, but really trying to get participation around that because of that choice.
That makes sense. Thank you.
All right, any last questions from the Sharks before we vote?
You talked about a workshop for teacher leaders and the administration. Why wouldn't that be offered to the whole staff?
So we are going to have the whole staff involved with our partners when we are doing this, but we wanted to be able to maintain it, and so our teacher leaders will be learning from our partnership so that we can maintain it throughout the year. And if teachers want to be involved in leading it, then they are definitely invited to join us, but we just want our admin team to be the holders of this project to make sure that it's happening throughout.
And I have one more question. Who do you consider your teacher leaders?
Anybody that want to take on we don't identify, we don't say, okay, Faith, you're not a teacher leader today. No, if you want to project,
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So if everybody wants to vote. Right. Congratulations. All right, we'll grab a photo and then the Central Office Educator Wellness Symposium will be up next.
Rebecca. Because
Hello, Sharks. Hello, Sharks. Hello, my name is Emma Sullivan. I'm part of the Rock Restorative team, not at Central Office. I know that's what it says, but we're not at Central Office.
I recognize
are you guys still at Oasis?
We are at CoStar, 15 CoStar.
Okay. I gotta excuse myself. I gotta take care of a situation.
Okay, go. No, please, take it, yeah.
Good afternoon, Sharks.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We'd like to invite you to center this moment. And please sit in such a way that you can feel your body being supported by the chair that you're in. Please release your arms and your hands from touching or feeling anything. We ask anyone within the sound of my voice to settle yourself and feel your feet inside of your soles of your shoes and just relax. Taking your dominant hand, any hand that's possible for you, we want to encourage you to engage in what we teach our students, which is finger breathing. You'll hold one hand up, and with your other pointer finger, you're going to trace from the base of your thumb, breathing deeply all the way up, and then releasing as we go down. I'll speak, but you just concentrate on breathing. So going up, breathing in, and release. One more time, breathing in, and release. Try to breathe a little deeper, breathing in, and release. Breathing in, breathing all the way in, and release. Thank you.
Hi, Sharks. My name is Emma Sullivan. This is Jenny Canales and Dawn Flowers Thompson, and we are part of the Rock Restorative Hub. We get to have the lovely privilege of going all over the district, teaching different breathing techniques like Dawn just showed you. We get to build community in classrooms. We get to mediate some of our students that might have caused harm with each other. We have the privilege of working all across the district. A huge part of what we do is forming collaborations among community partners as well. And apparently, Kira, our friend over here, also has that lovely, lovely communication and collaboration with Rochester Ecology Partners. So you're going to hear about them again. Now, I know this might have looked different from our application, but we got some feedback, so we had to take a pivot and come up with a new idea. And so here is the new idea, okay? So we are still thinking about doing an educator wellness. We are going to be working in a collaboration with Rochester Ecology Partners to create this symposium with different breakout sessions connected to health and wellness. Now, what's going to set us apart, I'm sorry, you don't have the whole, I see you kind of flipping there. You don't have the whole thing, just kind of the main bits. What sets us apart from the entire everybody else is we're not just located at one school. We get the whole entire district. So this is open for the whole entire district. Teachers, admin, custodial staff from every single area of our district, they're welcome to be part of this symposium. We are offering a rejuvenating experiment that promotes relaxation, renewal. We're asking for staff that comes to have part of self-care, fun, and connection. Some of our activities include nature-based learning, community building, and fun reflection. We do this on an everyday basis at Rock Restorative. We are now partnering with Rochester Ecology Partners, and so Dawn is going to speak about that.
So the Rochester Ecology Partners lead nature-based community building experiences for educators, right? And so this facilitates peace, not just peace amongst each other, but within ourselves. It builds a capacity for self-regulation, and if we can demonstrate that, hopefully we can lift that in our children. It helps us to cultivate community, but most importantly, we get to have fun. And these experiences take place at local parks, but for what we're talking about, the preferred location would be Ellison. So why do we do this, right? As all of our colleagues have said, as educators, as parents, we're dealing with a lot of stress right now, right? Ever since COVID, there's been an increase in illness, mental health concerns, and it leads to burnout. Burnout rates are higher. There's higher levels of anxiety and depression amongst educators or even among the families we have. And with this increased mental health need, this is ultimately leading to educators leaving our profession. And we are too important to let that happen.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about the benefits. The Wellness Symposium provides collaborative space for educators across the district. We have access to valuable resources. So as Emma was saying, we like to partner with outside communities. It provides an opportunity for people to know what's in our community so that they can take advantage of it. We are obviously working with Rochester Ecology Partners, supporting strategies for mental well-being, physical well-being, emotional well-being, fostering resilience and balance in personal and professional lives. We want to also provide opportunities to form, as I was saying, new connections with other educators across the district. In the past, we've held 2 wellness symposiums for teachers, and we've had a lot of success. And after each symposium, we gauge the work that we have done to see if it was a benefit to staff. And so we usually will provide surveys. So I'm just gonna read to you a couple of the things that we ask in our surveys from those that attend our symposiums. So the questions we ask, we have a pausing question, a reflective question. Write a feeling you had about today's event. We ask an affirmation question, something that went well, I loved, I really liked, I noticed. We asked a general question, write one question you have. What did you mean? What did you need? I wonder if. And then we ask for a suggestion, write one helpful suggestion. I wish, maybe we could, one thing that is needed moving forward. So I'm just gonna read some responses. A feeling, happiness. Something that went well. I really love being with colleagues. I really liked the entire day. I noticed so many smiles. What is the question? Why can't we do this more than once a year? Feeling, this was the best. This should be offered 2 times a year. Incredible. Affirming, something that went well. Breathing matters. Going slow helps you think and relax. Another one, pause, write a feeling. Hopeful and renewed. Question, I wonder if I can sustain this feeling. Pause for a feeling. I feel revived, refreshed, and relaxed. Affirmation, something that went well. I loved all of the course offerings. I loved that I got to connect with former coworkers. I loved the breakfast. Suggestion. I suggest that the Wellness Symposium be offered at least twice per school year. Another one, reflective. Affirmation. This was all about us, right? So we constantly are thinking of ways to pour into our students, right? And that's what we should be doing, but we also have to look at the staff that services our students. And affirmation was something that went well. I love that this was all about us. Question, I wonder how we can best incorporate this in schools with staff and students. So, like I said, we do provide opportunities for reflection, and looking at these, we know that we are on the right path to providing opportunities to our staff to feel thought of, right? To provide something for them that is for them and just them, to pour into them so that they can continue to pour into our kids. So our budget, $1,000. So we have 3 hours of programming, right? 2.5 hours of facilitated experiences and a half hour of free time for people. We are thinking about 30 people or less for about $250 an hour, so that's $625. We will be at a shelter at Ellison Park, which is $105 for rental. We have lunch for about 30 people, which is about $270. And in speaking with them, and Emma can share a little bit more, they are excited about this project and are actually willing to pay for a little bit more and for more people to get involved.
Yeah, so as Jenny mentioned, we kind of came back to them and were like, 30 people for the whole district? Like, that doesn't sound so great, right? So they were willing to kind of work with other partners to cover some of the food costs, cover the rental cost of the shelter, so that we can have kind of open up the participation and get more, I almost said students, get more colleagues in there. So hopefully what we're trying to do with this money is receive the money now, kind of finalize our plans in August with Rochester Ecology Partners. We're gonna prepare the space, order the food in September, and then we'd like to host the event actually in October of next year to really start off the year for our educators and revitalize them right before the end of the first marking period, really get them going to be kind of get into the craziness of the holidays right after October.
So in our district, we put great value in data. And so you each have received this handout. And basically what the survey says, based on an article that is cited there are 3 main points. First of all, clearly there's a prevalence, there's a huge amount of stress, burnout, and anxiety going on. It's widespread within our profession. Contributing factors is high workload, lack of administrative support or communication, and challenging student behaviors and insufficient resources to respond to those behaviors. And we know what the impact on teachers are. We believe it's a village. Everyone needs to do a part to make this better, and this is one of our concrete ways to make it better.
So in summary, Sharks, we are seeking $1,000 for a district-wide educator wellness symposium with the Rochester Ecology Partners. We'll be offering a multitude of breakout sessions surrounding different aspects of physical, mental, and emotional health and nature. And this is a chance for connection and well-being, which is the base of our work, restorative work. Investing in educator wellness isn't just a support, it's a strategy. A thriving staff creates thriving students, and this symposium is the first step towards a stronger, more resilient district. Thank you.
So I'm going to open up with the first group of questions. Hi, you guys. It's interesting you came with a new proposal. I have some concerns about your proposal. Number one, you only have it for 30 people. Number two, you're only identifying teachers and not support staff. And you're in here, I mean, just hear me out. You're only talking about teachers and not all the support staff, the whole staff, everybody, which is a concern that we have because we know the paras that we get are also under stress. The custodian is under stress, the principals are under stress. How will you accommodate everyone, number one? Number two, and how many workshops are you anticipating at this event?
So thank you for your concerns. We've actually, since we've hosted some of these before, we kind of have experience with this. So what we do is we not only open it up to teachers, we open it up to all staff in all buildings. We put up flyers in each of the buildings that have a QR code of how to either register through True North Logic or register in a Google form so that we know who is registered and we can cap the attendance that way. Your other question was about the amount of sessions. And so in previous Educator Wellness Symposiums, we've had well over 10 different sessions available. One of the concerns with our previous application was that the location, 15 CoStar, is not in the greatest neighborhood, even though we're there all day, every day with students and families coming in and out of the building. So that's why we pivoted and thought, you know what, educators are in the city all day, every day, at least 8 hours a day doing their daily job. Where can we bring them that is away from where they are every day? And so that's why we pivoted and we went with the Rochester Ecology Partners, going into nature where we honestly don't get enough time to. So I hope that answered your question. At this Wellness Symposium, we'll have at least 3 breakout sessions. The reason why it is lower than what it was before is just based off of the capacity that we can have.
A follow-up to that, when we market, and you mentioned the flyers, the QR codes, it is known as the Educator Wellness Symposium, right? Is there a way that on the branding or the flyers that there's something that indicates, maybe a nice balloon or something, that this is open to all staff, not just, because when people see educators, sometimes they shut off and they think, well, that's not for me. But we know that all of our staff can be in an educator role, but not everybody sees themselves that way, so they shut off perhaps when they see a flyer like that.
Absolutely. So that's why it's not called teacher wellness, right? It's called educator wellness because we're under the impression that all of our staff members, from the main office to the secretaries to our custodians to our lunch workers, we're all educators. You are in front of students, they're picking up what you're doing, they see you, and they're learning from you. You are an educator no matter what your role is in the building. So absolutely, when we do put out those flyers, we do state open to all staff, and we haven't listed necessarily paras or custodians or whatever, but I will say at our symposium, we have had many other roles other than just teachers attend and have given us great feedback on all of our wellness symposiums.
I have a question about your budget. You mentioned you budgeted for lunch. Have you considered a healthy option for lunch, or what are you going to be serving for lunch?
Yeah, so we will be serving a healthy option. We'll be working in collaboration with the Rochester Ecology Partners, but ideally what we have discussed is different amounts of salads and wraps, and so that and fruits and vegetables, so that we have something for everyone, no matter if they have an allergy or they have restrictions in eating. And that usually is one of our questions when we have a Google form is there any restrictions or allergies on for eating?
Thank you.
With our work that we do as restorative practitioners, we work with everybody. We work with parents, custodial staff. We work with everyone in terms of looking at ways to build relationships. So I hope that within our district, we're seeing that. We are very much a part of the community for everyone.
All right. Are there any other questions from any of the Sharks? All right.
Pressure's on.
All right. So does everybody want to vote on the Educator Wellness Symposium?
Thank you. Oh, yay. Yay.
And Flower City, you're up next if you want to get ready.
Thank you. It's just up. Man, I left my mouse at home. Yeah, driving me crazy. Real bad. No, it's, I don't know where it's at. All right. Good evening, Sharks. We are going to take you to School 54. All right? So, it's just past noon at School 54. The bell has rung. Ding! The students are off. And the teachers and the staff.
Oh, chocolate bar number 3. I needed a pick me up, but now I feel worse.
Same. I skipped breakfast and now I'm riding on fumes and my popcorn. Every day, our incredible educators and staff pour into our students. But who's pouring into them? What if we gave our staff the fuel they actually need? All right. So we are here to introduce you all to the Healthy Lunch Challenge. We want to start by introducing ourselves. We are the Power Lunch Patrol. My name is Demetria Lawton Greggs, principal. All right, so about our Healthy Lunch Challenge. We want our staff to commit to bringing a nutritious homemade lunch each day. And this challenge is designed to promote better eating habits, boost our energy, and inspire staff wellness. Each staff member will earn points with bonus opportunities for sharing photos, encouraging their teammates, and submitting recipes.
So why is this important? Oh, yeah, absolutely. So why is this important, you ask? Well, it limits the processed food. It limits the sugary items. As you can see, Ms. Jen was on her 3rd candy bar. And you get to eat lunch.
An energized educator will result in better student outcomes.
All right, so when we look at our catered lunches, we definitely want to boost our staff energy. We have a lot of fun at School 54, so why not just boost the energy even more? We want to eliminate the night before stress. Did you all plan what you were going to eat last night for today? No, that's you're eating popcorn and had a entire candy bar. And we also want to ensure social wellness for staff so we all can come together. So, in looking at our budget, We Sharks, we are asking for $1,000. That will support our lunches and snacks through a Wegmans card. We also want to get some raffles going on for our staff, so that would include grocery store gift cards, a lunch bag, and that good old blender that could help with that smoothie.
We also have partnered with the Rotary Club, and they have put together this super easy, simple cookbook that I'm going to pass out with very, very simple, easy recipes that might inspire our staff to try, maybe bring it in, send a picture, whatever.
All right, so now how it will work. So what our staff would do is they would log into our healthy lunch tracker every day. They are going to earn points and win prizes, and each healthy lunch would earn 1 point. But then there's bonus points. They get 1 point if they share a picture of their lunch with their colleagues. They get 2 points if they encourage a teammate to join the challenge. And they also get 2 points if they share a healthy recipe that is not inside of the cookbook.
Our lunch patrol role. So we're gonna have weekly check-ins. We're gonna have motivation. We're gonna try to motivate everyone because this is for everyone. We're gonna have social media posts. We're gonna do nutritional tips, and we're gonna do everything in the hub maintenance.
So now our specific resource breakdown. So Sharks, we want to host 2 catered lunches from Wegmans, and that would support our staff coming together. The grand prize would be a walking pad. They are amazing. If you don't have a walking pad, Shark, go and get one or join our challenge and maybe you'll win. We want to offer 4 grocery store gift cards at $20. We also want to offer lunch bag, containers, a blender, and then we have our healthy snacks listed, and throughout the timeline of our challenge, we'd offer pretzels, granola, yogurt, sparkling waters. So, in closing, Sharks, we're hoping that you will support our Healthy Lunch Challenge so our secretary can stop eating chocolate all day, our PE teacher can just stop eating chips, and Stacy gets the energy that she needs to help to run the building efficiently. Thank you.
I always love my friends at School 54, and I love visiting there. Could you just provide a little bit more information in terms of the timeline and when you're looking to do this and how that will work? When would it start?
So we're looking at as soon as possible. So we know the end of the school year for our staff with paperwork, and we're closing down things. So hopefully we can start within the next 2 weeks. And this challenge would go for a 4-week span.
Okay, so I have a question. I mean, you answered it earlier, that the catered lunches, are they only going to be from Wegmans, or is that going to change after we give you the money?
We're sticking with Wegmans. We've already budgeted it out. We have to have wraps for the secretary. We have to have salads for our assistant principal. Miss Lynn, she hasn't really given us what a priority item is for her, but all the items that we've looked at, they are healthy, and we planned them out already from
Okay,
Wegmans.
do you know that the popcorn is healthier than the pretzels? Did you know that? Check it out.
Good job, see? She's eating popcorn.
Check it out. Okay. Yeah. That's without the butter, without the salt, just the, okay? Not flavor, just regular popcorn, okay?
Thank you.
You're
I see
welcome.
that participants will be tracking with points. How do you manage that? Do you have a Google Doc, or how is everyone tracking?
So we're going to be using a Google form, and it's titled the Healthy Challenge Tracker.
Okay.
Every day our teachers and staff would log in. It's really quick. They write their name, they tell us what they ate for lunch, they upload pictures, and then Miss Clemens, she's going to be supporting us with giving points to all the staff, and then we'll be sharing throughout.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, if staff don't participate in the lunch tracker, do they still get to go to the lunch?
That's what we were
Like,
talking
I
about.
feel like if they don't participate, they shouldn't get to go to the lunch, right?
Agreed. Our goal is as we're gonna encourage everyone to join, and we're very,
Because we kind of have like a separate like motive, like we want them to come together to collaborate. So, going around, hey, it's your lunchtime, come, we have this
Yeah.
in the conference room.
we're a very convincing bunch, so we.
But maybe the second lunch is for people who participated, right? Get everybody to go to the first one, and then
Yep. I like that. Thank you.
We got to see it in writing, all right?
Okay.
Don't take your word for it. You got to be in writing.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Any other questions from the Sharks before we vote? All right, let's vote. All right, and Loretta Johnson Middle School is up next if you want to start getting ready.
Take a picture. Oh, I've had this. This is good. Freezing in here. Oh, you gotta. I have to come before it's on. From,
Right. Last but not least, I don't know if there's anyone after me. Just gonna jump right in. My name is Elizabeth Smith. I am an instructional coach at Loretta Johnson Middle School. This is my first year as an instructional coach, and when the Shark Tank application kind of came through my email, I was like, well, this is kind of perfect. Let me take advantage of this opportunity to provide support to the teachers that I coach, but as well, not only the teachers that I coach, but the entire Loretta Johnson Middle School staff, as we, open up this brand new middle school. So, I apologize, I'm a little nervous. So, through the years, every year, as you continue through the year, there are varied levels of teacher burnout, regardless of what profession you're in. So, the World Health Organization defines burnout as a syndrome resulting from chronic workplace stress that has not been fully managed. So, resulting in exhaustion, detachment, and reduced efficiency. So, the career that we're in, working with scholars, we need, as adults, to be our best selves and to bring our best selves, because you can't pour from an empty cup. So if you're kind of like the previous one stated, if you're not full, if you're not promoting your own physical, mental, and emotional well-being, then how can you do that for the scholars? And so what we are proposing in a second is kind of a recharge room, but here are some effective interventions to help support, or, not support teacher burnout, but like to, alleviate teacher burnout, is to provide regular breaks and physical reset, a dedicated relaxation space, a supportive work culture, and access to mindfulness or stress reduction tools. So what we are presenting at Loretta Johnson Middle School is a recharge room, and in the recharge room there'll be a mindfulness space, a space for just a peaceful retreat, a place to de-stress, and just a break from classroom demands in general. So by providing this space, it would most likely improve employee morale, reduce burnout, increase productivity, and the last but not least is demonstrate employer investment in staff well-being. And so I thank you, Sharks, for taking this time to listen to us and to all of us to support our staff well-being here in our district as also within the individual buildings. Our administrator, our principal, Monique Silas Lee, and our admin team is a great support to this project and this initiative. They gave us the time, they gave us the space to kind of implement this vision in our new building. So I am the only one here presenting today, but that does not mean I'm the only one doing this. We have a Sunshine Committee, a Wellness Committee that we've gone through and kind of worked with to develop a plan and design. So here's our kind of our timeline as we go through. So we have the idea, we have a design, and we have the plans, and we have our item list. We're looking to clear the room, set up the space to kind of procure the funds in May, and then roll out everything in June. I know June is the last month of the year, or the last month of the school year, but if we can get this up and running before the end of the school year, it'll kind of roll us out into the beginning of the next school year. Here's kind of the layout of the space that we have. On the back of that info sheet that I passed out to you is what our space looks like beforehand. So we're gonna create kind of 4 sections. There's a coffee and tea bar, a time away meditation area, kind of a yoga space, and then just a general relaxation space. So you're coming in just to kind of de-escalate, debrief, and to just literally recharge before going back in with middle school students. So I am asked, this is kind of like a call to action for our building to support the Wellness Room initiative, encourage team participation, and share ideas and co-create the space. It is a continual work in progress. It will continue to be a work in progress as our building grows, as our building changes. We will revamp ideas, work together, and take ideas from all of our staff to come to this recharge room space. And if we act now, it's on sale. If you have any extra money laying around, we would love to purchase that item. So we do, just the general aesthetic of the room, kind of to create a vibe. So since it is a new building, a new staff, old building, new school, a new school, new staff, we're really kind of creating a vibe in this space to start, and the continual growth will come from there. But who wouldn't love a massage chair? So Sharks, I don't know, but we're asking for $1,000, and that is the budget over on the side here. But it's worth a shot to ask. If you have additional funding, an additional $659.99 would be greatly appreciated.
So I know you mentioned that you have a well-being committee, and you kind of gave a brief outline of how the space would be managed and maintained. But would there be a dedicated person from that would be responsible for managing like the replacement and replenishment of the items in the room, such as your aromatherapy diffusers and things like that?
Yeah, so the committee, Sunshine Committee, does something every single month. So we'll maintain it bi-weekly, kind of going in and looking. I've written different kind of grants from Wegmans for gift cards, from Donors Choose for gift. So finding different funds to kind of support it, as well as we do have some space in our budget to do that. But the committee meets every month, and we'll kind of discuss. And so it's not one person; it's kind of like a rotating role.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have a question. Who will be tracking the usage of the recharge room?
So we are all professionals. We are all adults. And so a lot of this will be your own professional judgment on how you use that. That we can do, if we do purchase a bigger ticket item, to kind of sign it out, and you can kind of see, because if everybody wants to come to that space, like, you would need to do a sign up. And so we do a lot of our things on a Google Drive that we have access to, that you could sign up through there and see kind of when it's open and who, if it's filled or not for the day.
Okay, So that Google Drive, I know for a fact that a lot of people are not good technology-wise. So how would you approach that issue?
So we can also have a sign, like a clipboard sign up, like in the actual space. So maybe there's a sign up like a week ahead of time, right? And then you would know when you'll be able to come and have it posted.
Okay, and how would you measure whether it's working or not?
So we do, surveys. We do have meetings with our teaching staff once a week, but we'll send out Google Forms and surveys for all staff.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've been in middle school, everybody definitely needs a little recharge every once in a while.
I was looking at your list here. You have coffee holder, coffee maker, but not everyone are coffee drinkers.
Right, so coffee/tea. You know how you go into those hotels and there's a fancy, fancy hotels and they have, the teas and the coffees, and so it's kind of like experiencing that when you walk in.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
So question for you, how will employees be made aware of this recharge room, and what methods will you be used to promote it across all staff members?
Yeah, so our principal sends out a weekly newsletter, and so that will come in there. I mean, we've already had one ribbon cutting this year, we might as well have another ribbon cutting, so we can do that as well. But the weekly newsletter is our form of communication to the whole staff.
Okay, thank you.
As a former teacher at Loretta Johnson, when it was called James Madison,
Right.
is this the cafeteria that's off the student cafeteria?
Yes.
So what I see on the front is your dream. Is that-
Right, yes, that's the
Those
vision.
are your dreams.
That's the dream, that's the vibe,
Okay.
yes.
But this is the space you're working with?
Yes.
Okay.
And I am very ambitious, and so I paint a lot, I craft a lot, I do a lot of stuff that I'm...
It's a start, definitely.
Right.
Can you tell me what you mean by speaker and yoga mat holders? Is that where the rollers go into?
Yes, yeah, so like, you just pull the yoga mat down, put it out, and like roll it back up and put it on there. It's like stacked like that.
You're going to have cleaning supplies for people
Yes.
after they're done using them?
Yes.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Okay, and I noticed that you have a request for a little over $1,000. Since we are capped at 1,000, do you have a plan for how you're going to come up with the difference?
Yeah, so it is, like I said, it's a work in progress, right? So ideally, that would be great. We're gonna reach out to our staff because, I mean, I have 5 TVs in my house. I don't need all the TVs, right? So you can pull on the resources. Somebody's moving and has extra stuff, so you can pull from your staff to kind of create that space and take ownership of that space. But we also have already purchased a few of the comfortable seatings through our own school budget.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, any other questions before we vote? All right, time to vote.
Yay. Thank you, thank you. Oh, all right, thanks.
All right, and School 45, you're going to be up next.
Save your money for that massage chair.
It's a good deal. Oh, I know, right? All right, thank you, thank you.
I like that. Oh, Margaret, it's been a long time. Are you doing good? Thank you. I am fickle. broke it.
I broke it.
Hello, Shark Tank. My name is Margaret Schultz. I'm a special education teacher in the GEM program at School 45. So my proposal is called Healthy Habits, Healthy Staff. And when I saw this wellness grant proposal come through, I was like, oh, this is perfect, because I have been recently earned teacher certification through a program called Breathe for Change. And it incorporates mindfulness, yoga, SEL practices aligned with the Recognized Castle program. And so I have this new knowledge that I am just looking for opportunities to share. And I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to start sharing with staff at School 45. And then my other component is to transform a small space into a calming teacher Zen den. This room will allow staff a place to practice meditation, relax, and recharge. My plan for this space includes comfortable seating, rugs, motivational posters, mindfulness cards, a foot massager, soft lights, sound machine, plants, and other sensory components. So my goal is to promote teacher wellness, to reduce the high amount of staff burnout, and to prevent, teachers from leaving the profession due to stress. And the more I thought about, okay, how am I going to do this? I'm one person, and I know there's other people in my building who are yoga certified, so I'm really going to look for support with this program, but I am committing myself to teaching the yoga and mindfulness class after school twice a month. So every other week, like on a Thursday afternoon after work, for say 45 minutes to an hour is what I plan on committing to for that component. But I also did, I sat down with my principal and talked about other ways that we could incorporate it into not only people staying after school for the class, but she did recommend doing some of the activities, because I have 2 manuals full of easy to do mindfulness activities to do at staff meetings we talked about. I am also thinking about sharing a weekly mindfulness tip for the staff and sharing it as well. So I'm, still thinking about how else I can infuse this into our school culture moving forward.
Okay. So will items such as foot massagers, heating pads, and other personal use equipment be shared among staff? And if so, who will be responsible for sanitizing these items?
Right.
And have staff been consulted about their comfort with shared use?
I did talk with some staff about these items, but that's a good point. Having a protocol for sanitizing before and after, staff would have to have instructions, especially if it's being used on their break. We would have to have the wipes or spray or whatever we're going to use. But that is a good point.
To that point,
Yes.
do you have any funds or abilities to restock reusable items such as the sanitary items and anything that's perishable?
It's interesting because I know because I'm new at 45 this year, and I would have to inquire about that because I just know where I came from, which was School 29. We had access to that, like, because of the nature of our classroom, but this would be, I mean, something that I would have to inquire to my principal about, that this would be needed.
Okay, thank you. And one
Yeah.
follow-up question, you mentioned you would be willing to offer yoga classes.
Yes.
Is that something you were trying to build into the budget, or is that something you were willing to do on your own?
No, it's in the budget.
Okay.
I included the yoga mats in the budget.
Yoga mats, yes.
Yes.
But compensating you
Oh,
for
no,
teaching.
I did not put any compensation in there for teaching.
Okay, thank you, yeah. Per our guidelines, we wouldn't
Right.
be able to, so.
Yep.
That's great, thank you.
Okay, I was reading your proposal, and I'm trying to find where it says you're incorporating into a Headspace app.
Oh, yes. I was looking for a way that in the calming space in our teacher Zenden, that a easy, quick way for staff to maybe scan a QR code that would link to the app that they could watch a 2-minute video or do some meditation, some guided meditation.
Okay, so I got a second question to
Yes.
that. Matter of fact, I have two questions. One, I need clarification when you said teachers,
Staff.
staff.
Yes.
All right, I need, because
That was,
Shark Partner here says, parents and TAs
Yes.
don't always see themselves as educators.
Right.
Or as teachers, and
Oh,
I
I know.
appreciate that. But they need to make sure that they are
Oh,
also
yes,
included as far as
absolutely.
everyone else. Okay. My other question is, the cost of that app. Okay.
Okay.
Is that a free app, or is that gonna be taken out of the $1,000, or?
it was going to be taken out of the $1,000.
Okay, is there like a membership to it?
I believe so.
All right, and that's, my other question to that is, not everyone's phone
Oh, sure.
has accessibility
And-
of using Bark.
Yes. So I have included in my list of items mindfulness cards, so that would be another option to have the card deck as well if you didn't want to use your phone.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. But I have, because I went through the Breathe for Change training, some of the resources that I gave you all came from that, those packets, those, so I'm able to also put together like a binder of meditation strategies. I have a lot of access.
Yeah, I saw that you have yoga sitting yogurt?
Yeah.
Yogurt, yeah, yoga.
Yes,
I
there
got
is
food on my mind, okay?
a chair yoga class that I'm currently
Yeah,
taking.
yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, I like that, because then people can take that home with them and they can do it even.
Oh, yes,
at home,
absolutely.
Which is nice, okay, thank you.
And can you, on your detailed proposal, you talk about the app, and you say it costs for individual subscription, but then would need to contact the company for businesses.
Yes.
So is this price listed a firm price, or do you still have to research what that price would be?
I still have to research. It was just part of my proposal, but I believe I still have to actually research, the amount
So did this figure come from somewhere?
from the website.
From their website?
Yes.
Okay. But so they give like cheaper prices for businesses,
Right.
or would we
Yep.
expect it could potentially go up?
Yes. They give a discounted rate
Okay.
for business, yeah.
Great. Any other questions?
I have a couple. Where in School 45 is this going to be housed?
So the principal, when I asked her about a space, she said, "Oh, let me think about it." And then she did say, "Oh, I came up with a space." So I was able to see the space. And right now it's used as, so it's a smaller space that's currently, it's like a room that students can go in for like a calming area, but she said it would be dedicated if we were to do this, that we would use it.
Is it
So it's
big-
upstairs on the second floor.
So is it big enough to store all these items that you have listed here?
Yes.
It is.
It is.
Okay. My other question is, and it's a health and safety person of RTA, I have concerns about lavender oil roll, anything with scents.
Yes.
Because people do have chemical
Right.
sensitivity disorders.
Yep.
Do you have alternatives for people who do have, because it can cause asthma for people, it could trigger asthma?
So that's why I didn't put down a diffuser, that I was thinking that if people wanted to use the rollers, that I could make them available, but people do not have to use them. And then I was like, well, maybe they won't be in that space. I would have to figure out like where I could keep them.
In an enclosed container
Yes,
like?
yes, oh, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, any other questions? All right, let's vote. All right. And go. Congratulations. All right, and did anybody come in from Northwest? No, okay. So just so everybody knows, I think the next steps is we'll be in touch with everybody to let you know what we're going to need to do in the process, so we'll get you connected with Excelis for the funding. And I want to thank everybody for coming in and presenting.
Since Northwest is not here, can we all split their money? A teacher can try, right?
I guess we could fund the chair now, right?
It's a middle school. I guess Rockford's gonna come hang out with you.
All right, well, thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate you putting in the time to plan these and organize and present. And please feel free to take some food as you leave.
Oh, you're talking about a toy. I'm like, yeah. I had a toy. I went to the store, I opened the box, I took everything.